back to my channel. So today I'm super excited to share with you my homeschool supply haul. And this is just a whole bunch of stuff that I have acquired over the last year that I've added to my homeschool this year. And so some of them are wins for sure and stuff that I will highly recommend. And then I actually have a few things that I was like, oh, I wish I didn't spend money on this. We've been in school now for almost 2 months. And so all of this stuff has been put to use for the most part. So anyway, without further ado, let's do it. All right, we're gonna go in no particular order. I have just a huge stack of stuff here on the side of the table next to me. So we're just gonna start here and I'll try to like clump some stuff together, but this is gonna be my first thing. It's a tray. Can you see that without me dumping everything out? So this is the tray that I got for my kids to put in their drawers. So if you have any kind of drawer system or something where your kids are putting their supplies in a drawer, this has been amazing. So it's a makeup container and it like expands and whatever, gets bigger and smaller. So it doesn't matter what size drawer you need to put it in. And my kids are just putting all of their crayons, colored pencils, pens, erasers, like all the things that they use on a daily basis is being put in here. And so it was a huge, awesome investment. It's not a huge investment. It's like $14, but I'm really glad that we got this. Now, that being said, crayons. I did buy new crayons this year, and you'll notice this year I went with just the standard Crayola wax crayon. And it's been fine for my older students, but I wish that I had gone to the ones that I had last year, which were like in a plastic, they're like the twistable ones, the Crayola twistables, because my kindergartner's box is full of broken crayons and we've been in school for 2 weeks or 2 months. So I think that it would be better to have, like, the younger the student is, the better it is to have like a crayon that won't break in their hand. But my oldest, and he loves art, so he's taking care of his crayons a lot. But anyway, this was my first purchase, and I know I didn't show you real great, but it's just been a huge organizational help. And because we have those Ikea drawers, it sits on top and it still allows for like papers and stuff to go underneath the drawer. It's been awesome. Okay. Maybe put that way over there. All right, let's do some games, okay? Learning games. So the first thing that I got here, I should have put the lid on it. That would have been smarter than having it open like this. So the first thing that we got here is called Color Coup. It's like Sudoku, but it's with colored balls, as you can see. And I got this mostly for my oldest. He's 9 and it says ages 8 and over. My younger 2 kids like to use it and just like make decorations with the balls. So it works for them too. Like they'll make little flowers or butterflies or something. Like I'll just kind of help inspire them and then they'll kind of go at it. But as far as Sudoku, my oldest really likes the mental process of trying to create those patterns. And it comes with little cards. It's on the floor here. So it comes with little cards, and this is the Sudoku. So you set it up like this, and then you give it to you just play the game, right? You can do it or anybody can do it. So anyway, they have easy, medium, hard. But yeah, this is a really fun game. And we played it a lot when it first came in the mail, and now it kind of is sitting on the corner, so I'll have to like, you know, reintroduce it or something. But this has been a really fun game. So we added that game this year. Some other games we added. So this is a game that I just added and I haven't even opened it yet, but this is for my youngest. It's called Smart Scoops and it's for teaching addition and subtraction. And we are just barely starting to get into that. So we're gonna open this probably this week. And you can just kind of see that it's just early math, sorting, stacking, and it's just kind of play as well. My kids love doing food and cooking and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was a really good learning game. We are doing a lot of states this year. And I have some other things I'll show you, but I got this game this year, Great States, and it just has state landmarks, locations, and capitals. And now that we have completed this part of the United States, I can't say half because I feel like there are more states on the eastern side because they're just smaller states than us Westerners. But I think I'm going to go out and pick out the cards for the states that we have studied, and we'll play a game of this in the coming weeks of just half the United States that we have done. So the whole game comes with 400 cards, as you can see. So I suspect that each state has a few, and we'll be able to play that as we continue to study the geography of the United States. I'm kind of excited about that. So that's that. What other games did I get? I guess that was it on games. Okay, these are just a few other things that I got that are activity based. Well, everything I have is kind of activity based, but these have been super awesome for all of my kids, actually. They all love them. And they are just these boards, and you can get them with numbers on them too. I don't have the number ones, but you can see that there's just these little balls in them, and you can use it as a finger so that you push the balls down. It's hard because it's up, but you use your finger and you can push all the balls down like this. Right? Or they have this little magnetic pen, and you can use, it's going to be hard to show you, but you use this and all of them pop up, right? So if it's laying flat, then the balls know what they're supposed to do. But anyway, so it's just kind of a fun way to show your kids how to write the letters correctly, right? So anyway, these have been really fun, and all my kids actually love them, because even my middle child, she still kind of struggles with letter formations. So anyway, that's been really fun just to kind of have, and we use this just as like a quiet activity if I'm working with another one of my kids and then they need to, you know, be busy, then they like that. So on the line of states, kind of backtrack a second, I purchased a bunch of different states puzzles at the beginning of the year because I didn't know which one I wanted for sure. And of all the ones that I bought, I'm going to show you the one that I love the most. And that is this one right here. Okay. So it's called Magnetic 50 Nifty States Professor Poplars by the Imagination Generation. Okay. These are amazing. That's what I have up here. And I've had a few people ask me about it, and I've like sent them the link directly on Amazon. So hopefully you'll be able to find it here, but it has all of the states and like a little famous location or thing about it. And it's a great size. It's magnetic, so it fits up on our whiteboard, and I can just leave it, like set it and forget it. Anyway, I just put it up there. This is my favorite puzzle of all the puzzles that I have. I'll even take it down and just have my students do it like right in front of them, like on their desk while I'm working with one of my other kids. Then they can put the puzzle together just of the states that we have learned. I like it better than these kinds of puzzles. This is the world, because you can't just do just the ones that you know, right? All of the puzzle pieces have to fit in the right places. And I'll show you this one here, but I like that. You know, in this sense, you can just do half of it, whereas in this sense, all of these ones are gonna want to come out or get all displaced if you try to just take out half of the puzzle, right? But we do have this one. My kids like to do it too, and they do, you know, they are familiar with these states because of puzzles like this where they have to put them in order. And so they like that one. And then I got this one too because my daughter was doing continents at the beginning of the year, which we've since kind of stopped, but the kids like to put this one together too. And it's a fun puzzle to do, like if I'm reading or whatever, like it's a fun one. So, and who makes this? Are you asking? Handcrafted with love, wooden puzzle. Oh, Quokka. I don't know how to say that, but there it is. Okay. Oh, and underneath, I guess I'll show you this. Underneath each of the pieces are different pictures than what's on the top. So the top, it has this, right? This piece goes here. And then underneath it has animals of South America. So that's kind of cool that you can have different conversations and topics of study when you're doing it. I lost one of the pieces, but okay. Now let's get into, let's talk about this one here. Let me see if I can find all of the pieces to it. Okay, no. All right, so this I added this year. This is kind of curriculum, but it's also just activity because we do it a lot. But I ordered a bunch of art supplies this year. And as a homeschooling mom of kids who love to craft, this is like a really awesome purchase for us. So it came with these like, whoops, these little art tray thingamabobs where you can put the different colors in each of the spots. I got a whole bunch of these in varying colors. I am a huge fan of washable paint because I have carpet in my schoolroom and I have young learners. So these are also kind of a game changer. Here's a little story. When I was in high school, I was in the student body, and that was, I don't know if they do this anymore, I'm sure they do, but we make posters all the time to like advertise about the dance or whatever, right? And these are what the school had. They were bigger, but anyway, and so every time I see these, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need that for my schoolroom so bad. Anyway, so it just does this, and then you can like wipe the excess off on the edges, and then it comes with like a little lid, so you can just put the lid on top of it and you don't have to keep transferring the paint out. So this was a really awesome, and it came in a kit actually on the Amazon. So I'll see if I can put some links down below. It's kind of hard to put links because I can't ever find the stuff that I bought. But anyway, so this has been cool. It came with a bunch of paintbrushes. I also purchased paintbrushes with it because I didn't know it came with paintbrushes. So check the kit that you buy. And then it also came with these are like little whatever, different kinds of paints, ways to paint. So it'll just make the paint look different, right? If they dab it. So anyway, this is really fun. And then along with that, I got a bunch of, now this isn't open, so whatever. But anyway, I got a bunch of canvas things, like blocks. What do you call them? Like canvas pages. So that we can have like an actual art lesson that's on canvas. Oh, look, it's in the box. A box is in a box. Anyway, so these are the canvas things that I got in an 8x10 size. So it's a little bit, it's the size of paper mostly. But because it's canvas, it's a little more special. And then I ordered a bunch of like painters books. So we have Van Gogh and Picasso and Monet and Da Vinci. And I love it because my kids are really interested, especially my 9-year-old is really interested in art right now. And he loves that he has the talent of art and he wants to kind of explore that and increase in his ability to be a better artist. And then we went to an activity where there were a bunch of kids his age and they were doing their activity around creating an art project. And his art looked different than some of the other boys. Some, of course, of the boys were better than him. And he noticed immediately and it affected his confidence a little bit. And so I was really grateful that I have these, and I'm almost tempted to start a unit as soon as we finish the unit we're in right now and do an art unit to show him that everybody's artwork looks different. And just because, you know, Van Gogh looks more, whatever, like drawn, whereas Da Vinci looks like people or whatever, right? That doesn't mean that one artist is better than another. And some may think that Picasso looked different. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, but so I'm super excited about this little resource that we grabbed for that. Okay, other things that I've got here that are kind of fun. So I picked up these primary logic books. This is grades 2 to 4. I actually picked up 2 of them on accident. But so these are just logic books, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use them. But I'm so excited. I think that teaching logic is really important. And so I think I'm just going to toss it in my kid's morning basket and just tell him to like do a page every once in a while, right? But I think I may have talked about this with you guys before, but we haven't started it. But it just has deductive reasoning and problem solving, organizing information. Anyway, so it's kind of a fun little book. What is this one? Finding relationships and group membership. So anyway, it's just a fun little logic book. This one's made by Judy Leimbach, Leimbach. That's who it's from. Okay. What else did I get here? Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to actually do a video that will show you all of the stuff that I got for our marine life unit. But this is one of the things that I grabbed for that. And it's just a little bag of aquatic animals, 11 pieces. And this is mostly, well, it's for everybody. We unfortunately do not live by an ocean. We are landlocked like most of the country. And so we are going to have to travel out to see the tide pools and the ocean animals and the aquarium. I think of like, I grew up in California, and so going to the Monterey Bay Aquarium was like a standard thing for us. I think I went several times as a kid, but anyway, I don't have that luxury, but I think that these will kind of be fun to, you know, create a little tide pool, and I don't know for sure what we're gonna do with them, but I'm excited about that. Okay. Oh, I'm excited about this. Let me show you this. So my son is getting better at writing and finding interest in writing. Oh, how did this get in there? Library book. I'm surprised I haven't been charged for that. Okay, so we have the Creative Thinking, and this is just prompts to help inspire creative writing. And we haven't started using this yet because I have plans to use it more in the winter/spring semesters, but or quarters. But anyway, so it just has various suggestions, right? What 3 problems might occur if a basketball began to talk? So it's just really fun, and you can use this for all different kinds of things, not just necessarily creative writing, and certainly not for your oldest. You can do it for younger kids and have them do drawing, or you can act out a play, or all kinds of fun stuff. So, okay, so I got 2 of these books, and this is kind of like a want. This is really the only one that I was like, why did I even buy that? But I got this Right. And again, I've been I wanted to create a unit, not necessarily a unit, but a section of our school year where we were going to try and develop stronger writing confidence. And so I got book reports and opinion papers. And I thought when I was buying this that it was going to be a book that had like examples of how you can do different writing stuff. And it's not. It's like has just several paragraphs. It's basically just reading about how to do it. So I like thumbed through it and I was like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. But I'm gonna try to be a little bit more intentional, and maybe I can come up with some kind of how to adapt it into our school so that we can actually learn how to create more interesting book reports and not just be like bored with making book reports. It's the same with these writing opinion papers. Again, I don't know what to say about it except I got it. So if you see it on Rainbow Resource and you're like, oh, that'll be really cool to learn about how to write better opinion papers, don't be fooled. It's not that great. Okay. What else did I get in here? All right. Oh, I got a couple books. So I got this. My son is really into, oh, I should have him read this next time instead of the other one that I picked. Okay, so this is I Survived the Destruction of Pompeii, AD 79, and this is a Scholastic book. And so I think I don't know if it's based on truth or not, but anyway, my son really loves Pompeii. He really loves volcanoes. And so I'm gonna have him read that. We got these because we are learning about the United States and United States history. And as we kind of move closer to the East Coast, then we're gonna look a little bit more into the Revolutionary War. And I have a pocket unit that we're gonna do on making pocketbooks. Anyway, so of course we're gonna talk about the Founding Fathers. And these are, these Who Was books is a pretty popular series that I've seen a lot of people using with great reviews. I have not yet read them or used them before. I don't even know like what grade reading level it is, but I mean, it's pretty big text and they have some pictures. So I think it'll be a good little read as we study the Founding Fathers and Betsy Ross. So I did an activity with a bunch of boys who are grades or ages 8 to 11, and none of them knew who Betsy Ross was. Like 11-year-olds didn't know who she was. And I wasn't like expecting some kind of giant long essay about her. I literally just asked like, does anybody know who Betsy Ross was, as we were learning about the flag, and nobody could like make the connection. So I was like, by George, my son is gonna know Betsy Ross and show a little bit of patriotism for that. So this is another thing that I got. It's just a little writing journal. Sometimes I feel like the Mead spiral notebooks that you could get at Walmart during school year, they're like 20 cents a piece. Sometimes I think that those lines are a little bit too small. And so with these upcoming writing units that I want to implement in our school, I got a notebook that had a little bit larger lines. My son has really large letters that when he writes. And so he can write in smaller letters, but I still am trying to get better letter formation on him and just get him to write a little bit slower so that those, you know, he's a 4th grader. It is what it is. But anyway, so I got one of those as well. Let's see. I think that's it. Oh, what's this one? Oh, of course. Last book we picked up Laura Ingalls Wilder, Childhood of Famous Americans. And we are reading, of course, Little House in the Big Woods right now. So I am going to read this, and then I don't know how I'm going to implement it, or maybe it'll just be a book on the shelf for a long time and we pick it up when my kids are older. I'm not sure, but that's kind of a fun one. And then, of course, you always get like the Crayolas. Oh, this is the last thing I was going to show you guys. And then I'll let you be on your way. So this is laminating paper, okay? Now, you're like, why are you showing me laminating paper? That's not a big thing. Well, I learned something this year that I didn't know. So I have been buying laminating pouches. I have a laminator since, you know, it's been years, obviously, since we started homeschooling. And I always bought the 3 ml milliliters. And it was always great. I always loved it. But my friend got these ones. They're 5. And the durability between 3 and 5 is so substantial. Like, it's worth it to me to pay the little extra money and have something that's very thick and more durable, especially when we're doing things like the States and I have my kids constantly using that map and touching it, or like my kindergartner, my preschool / kindergartner, we're always doing letters, whether we're walking the room or walking on top of them or playing some kind of hide and seek kind of game. It just creates so much more durability. Whereas I feel like the 3M was like, it just got bent easier, and I don't know. So if you are in the market for laminating paper, let me just invite you to try some 5N. Maybe don't buy 100 of them like I did. But you can buy a few, maybe 20, and then give them a try and see if it's the kind of durability that you like to use, because we do use a lot of like activity-based stuff for paper when I just print it out. Making puzzles out of, you know, just a printed copy of something, or anyway, not necessarily like decorations that you put up in your room, because sometimes those are temporary if it's just like, you know, vocabulary words or whatever. But anyway, like this piece of paper right here, we were doing parts of a flower. I didn't laminate that, but other things I do. So anyway, I know that's like, who needs to talk that much about laminating pouches? Well, I just did, and you were part of it. So anyway, I know I said that was the last thing, but now that I'm looking, I see there's one more. So I just talked about this in my video that I filmed for our homeschool update for this week. But this is something that I found. Somebody on Instagram was talking about it, how she does it with her kids. And this is a menu, like for a restaurant, right? And then you just like put your menu in it. It's a menu protector, I guess. I don't know what you call it when you look for it, but it's on Amazon, and I bought 3, and mine are 6 panels. And so you can do anything that you do every single day. So like your memory work, your affirmations, we're doing the United States, your goals. Maybe you have like your kids' daily routine or like daily tracker or chores or something on here that they can check off. Any of those kinds of things, just to create kind of a daily docket for your kids. I love this so much more than having a clipboard, because I don't have to worry about the bulkiness of the clipboard. And it's, you know, like this kind of bends a little bit. So when my kids are sliding it into their drawers, it just is a little less bulky, and I am loving it. And it's so versatile. Like there's so many different things that you can do with it. I don't know. I never go to a restaurant thinking about homeschool, I guess. And I'm like, this is a really great homeschool supply. And so I was really grateful when my friend Natalie shared it on her channel. She's on Instagram at Simplified Homeschooling. If you want to run over there, she always has really great suggestions. Anyway, I threw that into my kids' school life as well. There you go. There's a fun video about a bunch of school supplies that you don't need for sure, but definitely kind of add some fun stuff to school. And I have always been a big fan of like school supplies, office supplies, all the things. So when this box shows up on my doorstep, right, full of stuff, then I'm always really excited to dive in and see all of those fun things. So anyway, there's my video for today. Hopefully you grabbed something. I will put a link down below of a few of these items, probably not all of them because they're kind of, I don't know. I got them on Rainbow Resource, all of them. So except for a few things off of Amazon. But anyway, so hopefully you found something good. Do a little hunting and digging yourself and see if you can find some stuff for your school. Have a good one, guys.